everyone, and welcome to the Applicant Day talk for the Geophysics degrees at the University of East Anglia. My name is Dr. Jess Johnson. I'm the course director of the Geophysics programme, and I'm really sorry that we can't welcome you onto our beautiful campus at this time, but hopefully you've had a chance to come to UEA during the open days and explore the campus, explore the historic city of Norwich. The way we approach geophysics at UEA might be slightly different to some of the other universities that you visited. We incorporate the geophysical sciences into the study of the whole natural environment. And we can do that because our geophysics programs are in the School of Environmental Sciences. Often you'll see a geophysics program in the School of Geology or even the School of Physics. But in the School of Environmental Sciences, we get to rub shoulders with a broad range of scientists from other disciplines. In the School of Environmental Sciences, our degrees range all the way from geography degrees through to the more quantitative geophysics and meteorology and oceanography degrees. So geophysics is at the more quantitative end of the spectrum, and we offer 4 variants of our geophysics degree. We offer the straight 3-year BSc. We offer a 4-year BSc where your 3rd year is spent in industry. We offer 2 other 4-year degrees. One is an integrated master's where you spend 4 years at the University of East Anglia, and the other is the same program but your 3rd year out of the 4 years you will spend at a university overseas. Now that could be in North America, Europe or Australasia. Now, I've mentioned that at UEA we take a slightly different approach to geophysics, and that's because we are in the School of Environmental Sciences. We have the opportunity to approach it from a very broad perspective. I've got 2 quotes here of what geophysics actually is. The first says, "The science of geophysics is the application of physics to investigations of the Earth, Moon and planets." That's from a textbook that we use during the geophysics programme. The second quote is actually from Wikipedia, and it says that geophysics is a subject of natural science concerned with the physical processes and physical properties of the Earth and its surrounding space environment, and the use of quantitative methods for their analyses. And I've chosen both of these quotes because they encompass a lot of what we do at UEA. We don't just look at the Earth, but we also look at the Moon and the planets, but also how the solid parts of the universe interact with the other bits as well. And the second quote here mentions the word quantitative, and that's really key to what sets geophysics apart from some of our other physical sciences. We really take a very quantitative approach to look at the whole Earth system. My little graphic on the right here shows some of the sub-disciplines within geophysics that we cover at UEA. So we've got our 2 main branches of geophysics, global geophysics and exploration geophysics, but within our degree we also give you the opportunity to explore environmental, glaciological, archaeological, hazards geophysics, planetary geophysics, and a few others as well. Now, the fact that you've already applied for geophysics degrees shows that you know more or less what geophysics is and why you want to study it. Why you might want to come to UEA to study it is if you're interested in the whole Earth system and you want to understand natural phenomena. We have a particular emphasis on natural hazards at UEA. I'm a volcano geophysicist, so I spend a lot of time looking at the geophysics of volcanoes, but I also work in earthquake geophysics and also some coastal erosion as well. Maybe you want to help with the exploration for natural resources, so not just oil and gas but also groundwater or minerals that are needed to take our world from a fossil fuel orientated economy through to renewable resources. We need lots of minerals to make all of our batteries, but particularly at UEA we offer an interdisciplinary geophysics degree. We bring together many disciplines to study the subject. Maybe you want to approach geophysics from a more societal perspective. Maybe you want to use geophysics to be helpful for society, or maybe you want to understand aspects of environmental change. Those are also perspectives that we take at UEA. And of course, with a geophysics degree, you have great career prospects. I'm just going to take you through some of the big questions that our geophysics students formulate throughout their degree and then try and answer during their final year projects. So first one is the need to understand aspects of geophysics that are useful to society, such as groundwater pollution and extraction of natural resources. And here's a photo of some of our geophysics students investigating groundwater flow. How is water pollution identified, monitored and prevented? How can we use geophysics to monitor groundwater? And here's a photo of one of our geophysics students who took a year in industry and loved it so much that he ended up getting offered a job with a water company at the end of his degree. How do we deal with waste? Now, this isn't a very nice question, but it's a very, very pertinent question at this time when plastic is a huge problem. How shall we fulfill future energy demands? Now, UEA has very close contacts with industrial partners, particularly being situated close to the North Sea. We have partners in Great Yarmouth, both in the oil and gas sector, but also in the renewable energy sector. When and how do volcanoes erupt? And this is a question that is close to my heart. I spend a lot of time studying volcanoes in Hawaii and New Zealand, among other places, and my students have access to all of the data that I collect for their final year projects and also throughout the other modules that they take. Can we understand weather systems and predict climate change? Now, this isn't your traditional geophysical question because it's to do with the oceans and the atmosphere, but at UEA we take a whole Earth system approach and we look at the interactions between the Earth, the oceans and the atmosphere. We're lucky enough to have the Climatic Research Unit at UEA, and we have close ties with WeatherQuest as well. Moving a bit deeper into the Earth, we ask the question, how does the Earth's interior shape its surface and environment? So here we've got some models of the subsurface. We've got in the top left, this is a classical model of the way the whole Earth subsurface works. But then we've also got in the bottom left, we've got a model generated by UEA students of the geoelectrical properties of the subsurface, and we also on the right hand side have a finite element model of deformation at Kilauea volcano that a student used as part of their final year project. So you've already chosen to apply for geophysics degrees, but why might you want to study at UEA? Well, the first reason is the one that I've been talking about so far, which is the context of environmental sciences. We approach geophysics from a very broad perspective and allow you to discover what elements of geophysics most interest you. Additionally, we teach in a very research-led way. Our research is brought into the classroom. We use real data, we use new cutting-edge research in our teaching, and our research is internationally highly rated. Have a look at our degree structure. As I said, our degree structure might be slightly different to other geophysics degrees that you've seen, but in particular, one of the things that we offer is choice. We have such a broad range of subjects that we offer from a geophysical perspective that we give you the choice to design your own path. So if you like choice, then UEA might be the place for you. Also, if you have had the opportunity to visit UEA, to visit Norwich, it's a beautiful campus, it's a wonderful city. our geophysics degrees have an accredited pathway. The accreditation is from the Geological Society of London, and what it means is that we offer a degree that is recognised by a professional society to cover all of the important things that a geophysicist needs to learn. As an example of our research-led teaching at UEA, I've got some photos from Montserrat in the Caribbean. Now Montserrat, the Soufriere Hills volcano in Montserrat started erupting in 1995, and a team of researchers from UEA, who are now all lecturers at UEA, went out there and did some really cutting-edge research, and that research is still ongoing and is taught in our classrooms throughout the degree. Focusing in on our course structure, I've already said that our course structure is flexible. It enables you to study the topics of your choice alongside some core modules that you have to cover. In terms of fieldwork, we put a huge emphasis on fieldwork. We have some core fieldwork alongside some optional field course modules. You have the option to study abroad or get workplace experience through our Year in Industry degree variant. And in terms of the contact time that you'll have with your lecturers, it'll be in a range of environments. So there will be traditional lectures, there'll be seminars, there'll be practical classes, and of course fieldwork. And your assessments will be through a combination of coursework and end-of-year exams. The way that your degree is broken up is into modules, and each module is usually worth 20 credits and runs for 1 semester, so that's about 12 weeks. Students take 120 credits per year, so that's usually 3 modules per year, and each module usually has about 2 hours of lectures and 3 hours of practicals or seminars or other activities. Every module is slightly different though. So on average you'll probably have about 15 to 18 hours of contact with your lecturers per week, and then another 30 to 36 hours of further study, independent study per week. We assess your modules through a mixture of exams and coursework and also online tests. There will definitely be some exams in the first and second years, but if it means a lot to you, then you can design your own course so that you have the assessment modes that are best suited to you. During your practical classes, there will be a minimum of 1 academic per 20 students, but the number of students in lectures varies with the module. So on average, there are about 65 members of faculty and 500 undergraduates at any given time, and so our overall staff to undergraduate ratio is about 1 to 8. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to get support throughout your degree. There are other support networks as well. Everybody gets given an academic advisor, so you can go to them with questions about your module choices or your career choices. You also have the opportunity to have a student buddy, so somebody in the years above you who have been through a lot of the same things that you've been through. All of our first year students get offered a bed on campus, and there will be a resident tutor in your halls of residence that you can go to out of hours if you have any problems. There are also student services and the Students' Union that have a lot of different support in place. Getting into the nitty-gritty of the actual subjects that you will cover at UEA, in your first year we try to cover some of the fundamentals of environmental sciences. So at the moment these include modules called Understanding the Dynamic Planet, Geophysics and Astrophysics, Atmosphere and Oceans, Research and Field Skills, and Maths and some programming as well. During your first year, we hope to be able to offer a field course to Devon as part of the Research and Field Skills module. Now this is a really fun field course where the entire first year, all 150 to 180 students, all go to Slapton and get a bit of field experience and learn lots of skills. In second year, we focus in a bit more on the core geophysics. At the moment, we offer a module called Applied Geophysics, and that has a field course option. However, with the current situation, our modules might change. There will also be 40 credits worth of maths specifically for scientists, and then you get the option to choose from other modules such as global tectonics, hydrology, hydrogeology, GIS skills, shelf sea dynamics and coastal processes, etc. We hope to be able to offer a field course specifically for geophysics. At the moment, this goes to the Lake District, however, that might change depending on the current situation. Either way, we will hope to cover some of these practical skills, and those include magnetic surveys, seismic surveys, geoelectrics, looking at how gravity changes, using GPS to measure the Earth, and ground penetrating radar as well. We also hope to offer the opportunity to go to North Wales as part of the geology skills module. This is where you get an opportunity to polish up on your geological skills such as mapping, such as rock identification. Some of you might choose to do a program with a year overseas. Now that could be in North America or Europe or Australasia. Here's a photo from one of our students who clearly went to Australia as part of her degree, and a quote from her saying that she's having the opportunity to study in another country not only meant she could experience a new culture and environment, but also she got the opportunities to try new things academically, which helped knowing what she wanted to do when she left university. Plus it was incredibly fun. And I can attest to that. I actually did a year overseas during my undergraduate degree, and I'm still in touch with some of the friends that I made. I'm also still in touch with some of the academics that I met when I was there. But you also get to experience a new culture and a new way of learning as well. It's such a rewarding experience. Or some of you may choose to do a year in industry where your third year is spent on a work placement. The way this works is we encourage you to find your own work placement. You get tutored in writing a CV, writing an application letter, and you can apply to companies that interest you. If you are having problems, we also have a number of companies that we have close relationships with where we can help you out to get that placement. We have students do a broad range of placements. They range from very specific geophysical companies to more broader placements with the local council or other government agencies. So if you are on the 3-year BSc or even the 4-year BSc with a year in industry, or if you're doing an MSci and you've got your third year at UEA, this is what it will look like. You will have a 40 credit module, which is your independent project. So that is research that you design yourself, you carry out yourself, and you will write a dissertation. There's also a compulsory module called Modelling Environmental Processes, which is where you get to put some of the maths and some of the computer programming that you've learned into practice to solve an environmental problem. Then you've got the option of additional 60 credits from a broad range of modules, including geophysical hazards, fossil fuels, everything through to water resources, or some additional optional field courses. Our big flagship field course occurs when you're in your third year. We hope to be able to offer it in future years. This alternates between going to Greece or to Spain. Here is a photograph of the class that went to Greece a few years ago. This is in Santorini, looking at the marvellous, the inside of the caldera rim there. And if you choose to stay for the fourth year, your master's year, you will be covering some higher level research skills. This is particularly important in the increasingly competitive job market. So you'll be covering some cutting edge research topics. You'll be doing some enhanced practical skills, and again you'll be demonstrating the ability to work independently. And this is what that final year will look like. You will have an additional research training project, and this time this is worth 60 credits, so that's half of the entire credits for this year are in this research training project. And then you've got an additional 60 credits of options from the geosciences, environmental sciences, maths, computing, engineering, oceanography, meteorology, wherever you want to focus. In terms of funding, our field courses, if we are able to run them, have additional funding from the university. So the compulsory field trip to Devon in your first year is completely covered by the university. It won't cost you anything. The additional optional field courses in years 2, 3 and 4, the school will fund at least 50%, so that includes for your accommodation, your food and the transport costs, but we also seek other sources of funds as well. So last year the students got an extra reduction in the cost to them because our alumni chipped in. And looking forward to your career after your degree, it may seem like a long way away right now, but right from the start we start introducing you to employers and advisors in industry. We have many organisations that represent a full range of the topics that we cover, and we have people coming and giving talks. We also have careers days where lots of people come and run talks and things like that. So I've listed some example organisations here. Where do our graduates actually go? Well, our degrees have an excellent employment track record. As you can see, the vast majority of our graduates move straight into careers directly related to their studies, and this covers a broad range of industries. So some of our students go into oil and gas exploration, water industries, environmental management and conservation, other geophysical services and consultancies, other science careers, government departments and agencies. We also have a large percentage that continue on to further study and research in the field. I have here a beautiful picture of some of our students graduating. On graduation we also have some geophysics specific prizes that are given out. So the Guardline prize is sponsored by Guardline. It's for the best geophysical research project, and we're also sponsored by the British Geophysical Association, who have an award for the best final year student overall in geophysics. I'm going to leave you with a photograph of our students in Spain on the Geosciences field course in 2016. I hope to meet you in person in September. Bye.